Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another week of ILR action. This week we are going around the, well, not us, we're just sitting here watching people drive around the track of Singapore, and joining me as always is the ever awesome HLG. Good evening.
Good. I thought you were going to give me like some Singapore title then. I'm not going to lie.
I thought about it, but I didn't know any Singaporean, so I just didn't in the end.
Fair enough.
I know.
But like you said, we're here at Singapore, my most favouriteest track of the whole calendar. I actually can't wait for this race. Give me a voice because this is the best track on the calendar, like I said. And if I don't get anything, if I have a boring race, right, I quit commentary.
That's the gauntlet lay down, fellas. I know none of you can see it right now, but that is a gauntlet. This is a rubbish race. There won't be a commentator next week.
No, I mean, that'll be you.
Apparently. No, I'm saying there won't be a commentator. But it's like that riddle, like 2 coins add up to 30 cents and one is not a nickel. But the other one is. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just notice there's a couple of new gamer tags here this week.
Please
Delightful.
don't tell me it was him that fell first.
I'm
I think
thinking it might be.
I think it might be.
Anyhow.
No, it's not. It's not. It's either
Okay.
Mystic or Kyle, I think. Well, I think it might be Kyle. Sorry, not Mystic or Kyle. Kyle's ahead of Mystic, so I don't know why it says Mystic or Kyle. But I think it might be Kyle.
Got ahead of Kyle though.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who's
I
ahead
didn't
of
see who he was. I don't know.
Oh, is it Nomad?
Might be. Could well be, yeah.
Yeah, it's Nomad.
Anyhow, whoever the hell's in front. I think it is, you know. Now we're just approaching the final corner shortly.
Yep, it's definitely him.
Plant the
Alright,
thought.
here we go. We're going to go on board with him for a lap then. As he's going to come down the start-finish straight, have his DRS open. Here we go. Right, down in. I just remembered I don't have my telemetry on, but he's going to go into the first couple of corners, which is tricky to get right as he gets it massively wrong. Never mind. He's definitely going to back out of that lap if he continues pushing. He's a madman. Yeah, there you go. Down to no ERS. So I think it was Kyle next then in that case. So here we go. Kyle then, as he's coming into what is turn 4, as he's going to brake nicely, get it in, keeping him 5th. DRS open now, this DRS straight. It's got a bit of a kink in it, but it is absolutely flat. And here we go, yep, keeps it nice and tight into turn 5 as he's going to go down a 3rd gear. It's a good choice, nice and early up into 4th. It's exactly how I would do it. It's funny how these drivers are driving exactly how I would drive this track right now. It's kind of weird. But he's going to leave it in 4th for this next turn, and he's going to come up into the trickiest part of the circuit. If you do get it wrong here, you will lose a wheel. It is guaranteed. As looks like he's going to get it pretty much right. There we go. Little hesitant on the power, but sometimes you have to be as he locks up. It's not going to give him a good run onto the bridge. But it's not too bad as he now comes down across the bridge. Now this track also very tricky to manage at ERS. You can run out very early, but he seems to be doing it so well. So well. Yeah. Well, so far that's the sentence I wanted to say.
Close enough.
But yeah, he hasn't got that corner quite perfect because he could have cut it a little bit more and got a better run, but it's not terrible. No, I think he's got enough. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, that could be a corner cut though. As close to the limits as he's coming up to the final. Yep, there you go, into the pits. As oh yeah, Nomad lays the gauntlet, but he definitely did not do a pushing lap. But he's now going to be on a pushing lap, so it'd be interesting to see what he does on those hards. Whereas he gets another twitch again. I don't know who's next. It might. Oh, Donga, he's sideways across the line. Honestly, impressive. But the first proper time here by Clenzo.
No, Jesus.
Oh, and Zala beats it.
Jose almost eliminated himself on the kink on the bridge there, where it sticks out a little bit. That was close.
Interesting. He's the only one out there on the soft tyres right now. interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Everyone else that has
That's a
come
lot.
out of the pits is on the hards.
That is mad. So many hards.
Kyle looking like he might want to do the mediums, but to be fair, you want to be starting this race on the mediums.
Yeah. Unless they fear rain.
Ah,
Or they just
didn't think about
playing
it.
the odds
I
here.
totally forgot about it, but we'll see. As Jose's going to go on
validated
to
somewhere.
Jose's going to go on to do another lap, which
I would have put him in provisional pole if he did not invalidated. He did a 36.
he might have invalidated around
It's
the
got a
final
Mystic
corner, to be
who's
honest.
got a pit. There we go. Yeah, it's not all surprising. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, Mystic pitting. So I reckon the next person
Jose,
to watch
I
is
guess.
either Button or Chris. I guess, yeah, Jose. But doesn't look like he's pushing for another lap. Now I'm looking at him. Someone did a slight improvement there, I believe, because I just saw a couple changes happening. But Button just started a lap, so let's watch Button on his first run on the hard tyres. He comes through the...
Nomad went
keeps
to
it
P4.
nice and steady. Yep, it was nobody improving, that well spotted. But yep, Button getting the first sector nicely done. You can run real wide on the entrance of this turn and get the perfect exit. Wasn't quite nailed. You can hit the apex a little bit more, aka you can run it through that turn and get a very, very good run onto the straight. But decent run nonetheless. As he's now coming up here, he's catching the back of Nomad, so hopefully Nomad's going to move out of the way. Yep, there he does. And it might have given Button a little bit of hesitation, thinking, oh, will he move? As he now comes again down into this tricky section on these hard tyres, runs it close to both the walls, exactly how you want to be running that. Oh, gets it slightly wrong on the exit there, but not terrible as he comes onto the bridge. Here we go. This is the run you want to see onto the bridge as he gets a nice run. Bounces the revs a little bit, but coming off the bridge, he's going to want to brake. Now, I would say nice and early, but it's not too early. You want to go down to third, get a good run, beautiful. Now, here we go into the final sector. This sector is it's tricky, but not as dangerous as the middle sector just before the bridge. As he's going to come, he'll go underneath this the whatever you want to call it. I forgot the name of it. The Singapore Pro Me. As he's coming through the final few turns, he gets a very nice run. Now, final corner, he's going to slide. See, the final corner, if you get it right, is a slight lift. He goes fastest.
There was a McLaren out of shape just before that as well. Don't think he put him off a bit, but Kyle has probably invalidated 2 laps there by accident at the final corner, so that's not gonna.
Yep, a bit of
time,
information here
Mystic's
from
on the
Mystic,
track.
from what he's put in the chat. It's a full dry race, so no rain.
Expect the rain then, because Weather Jeff is an imbecile.
Well, yeah, there is.
But either way,
I have to say, it's impressive there by Button to go 4 times quicker than anyone else so far.
yeah, that's a solid.
But Kyle,
very solid.
Kyle's on a lap, but no, he's not. He must have been validated. He's on no ERS. Is Nomad doing another lap here? Nope, he's on no ERS as well. Never mind, ignore me. Trying to find someone on lap. Chris is on a lap.
Don't think anyone's on a lap right now.
I don't think they are.
We've got Mystic on an out lap and Legend on an out lap too.
Yeah, they're both in the final sector, so take your pick.
Just trying to see which one's ahead.
Legends.
We'll go on board with Legends because A is ahead and B because we haven't focused on him today. So pressure's on now.
Fair point as he goes to get the run on the final
out, he pulled a genius of a no cheeky no stop to take out the
was
victory.
Very, very good run last time, but the no stop will definitely not be on the table this week. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do in these dry conditions around this tricky street circuit. As there you go, he does exactly what I said you could do around turn 4 there. Cuts the curb a little bit more, runs the car over it, and gets a good exit. So that'll help him down this little straight. Well, little flat out section. I wouldn't call it a straight. Sorry, ignore me.
Yeah, I just call it a non-corner, but yeah.
Call it the non-corner. Interesting. As he goes down the non-corner, that just sounds wrong in my head. As he runs very, very close to the wall. We said Button run close to the wall. Well, he's actually touched the wall that time. That wasn't clever.
Well, we can't get any closer than that. But didn't seem to do any damage, so on he trundles. Where have I got that word from?
I don't want to speak too early because I don't want to put the curse on him again. But Barry's sat fourth.
Okay. Okay, yes, he is. Not Barry.
He's managed to put a qualifying lap in. Honestly, I think our Legends has touched the wall again there, coming under the grandstand bridge thingy-mabob.
Still going for it though. It's be close.
Yeah. Run out of ERS
Beat
third.
Trey.
It's a good attempt, I'll tell you that.
If he hadn't clipped the wall, that could well have been second or maybe even closer to pole.
Yep, it could have been decent. Maybe he's going to have a decent race on him as well, as everyone's now starting to put the mediums on for their runs.
Yep.
As I believe Chris there, yep, Chris just put himself into fourth on a 37.7, so 3 people on a 37.7 so far.
Yeah, very close in the battle for pole, and I'm sure it'll be even closer on the mediums. Don't know why I said it like that, but see if Cole can actually get a lap in now. He's gone to the pits for presumable medium tyres.
Yeah, it's probably a good call. It's if he'd gone for another lap, he would have had to have essentially done 2 laps because he would have done his lap and an end lap, and it would be on the border, if not
pushing
out
it.
of the time to do a medium run. So he needs to make sure he nails this medium run essentially.
Oh, and that's Mystic having a slide, and that's ruined his lap. So probably box his lap potentially.
Yeah, I think he was probably going to box this lap anyway. I don't think, as much as he would want to get a lap in, trying to get a lap in on these hards is not the ideal tyre to be starting on.
No.
Would much rather start on the mediums around here, just because trying to get them heated up is a pain. And when you're surrounded by cars, it's not the job you want to be trying to focus on.
Yeah, it's a very different kind of race if you start on the hards, but it's possible. But last night on PS4, it rained a lot and caused absolute chaos. So these guys won't have that to look forward to by all accounts. He's still got a lap in 39.0. Okay. Speed Demon is on a lap, I believe. Is he? Yes. 5 ERS.
No, he's on 5 ERS, which is interesting because he was going for a corner. So, but he's not used a lot of ERS for the rest of the
zero.
What? Yeah. I don't
validated.
Think,
I don't know.
I'm not.
I didn't see what happened.
He might be warming his
backed
tyres
off.
up, actually.
Possibly. We'll see anyway. We'll stay on board with him for now because I can't see anyone else that could be on a lap. Giant and Legends could be on a lap, but I'm not sure they'll do many laps on those hards. They've got a good lap in. It's going to be tough to beat that.
They need to get out on those mediums soon, though. We're getting close to the limits. We've got about another, I'd say, minute, maybe a minute and a half to get yourself out on track.
Second 2, so they have enough time to get back and put the mediums on. Legends just got over the Anderson Bridge there.
Kizzy joining us late. He's going to have no setup for the race.
Yeah, that's it's always a risky take. But hey, you may find handling is a bit of a pain. Ooh. But hey,
Speed Demon, that's an interesting line, sir. I don't think Speed Demon's got any confidence for this track. Just looks like he just doesn't quite understand the lines through this track. Although he's done pretty well through there. I'll give him his due through that bit.
Definitely struggling. There's definitely an element of this setup is not quite right, but I'm a bit screwed now. Yeah, it's tough to see.
I mean, he can still up the front wing because it looks like he's getting on the stitches. Yeah, wow. He's kept that out of the wall somehow. GG to that, but man, he would probably have pooed his pants.
Yep.
And I'm surprised he's still putting mode 5 ERS, to be honest with you. I mean, and maybe he's trying to get around and go into the pits to put more fuel in the car, but at the same time, he's not really going to have time. No, I mean, he'll have some.
Wing. That's gonna.
Oh, yeah,
that's more. This is. Yeah, this is.
This is a prime example,
This is
ladies
a
and
real
gentlemen, how
struggle.
not to drive Singapore. No offense, speed limit, but
That's another wall.
this just shows you how relentless this track can be. We've seen a lot of good laps,
Yeah.
but that's what happens when you don't have
one
such a
bad
good
one.
lap.
A lot of stuff happens. Let's have a look at Clenzo, who is on a lap and up on his time, so let's go on board with him.
Here we go.
Obviously into sector 2.
Yeah, coming into the
Yep.
final sector.
Sector 3.
So, can he? Very nice line there, actually.
great
That is a
line,
line. That was a fantastic line. That is exactly the line you want to be taking there. Right, it is right on the limit of the track limits. I'll be honest, but it is exactly the line he wants to be taking. And then here as well, he can run the car right over that curb. There we go. Good exit. Here we go. All he's got to do is nail this final turn, which he has relatively done. He could have kept it in 6th and he wouldn't have been bouncing the revs.
There
But he
you go.
puts it on pole. 36.
Who does quicker than his BMG friend there? BMG
Nomad. Yep, on a
who
36.
briefly went
4.
quickest. But Cesala, he's always up there for a fight.
Yeah, I'm going to get ready to watch Button in a minute though, because he's going to want to go and fight back for that pole position as he's coming around into the final sector.
Yeah.
So
Just filtering for people on a lap. Cesala, sector 2, Barry's sector 2. Barry's further round, so we'll go on board with Barry. Sorry, mate.
yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Button here while you keep an eye on Barry, just to see how Button does. Well, keep an eye on his deltas as Speed Demon's retired, so that's his qualifying over.
Demon's in the pit lane and had it off.
Best he's going to get is 11th, but there are still people here that can definitely beat that. So, and I don't know what Donald can do, but it'll be interesting to see.
Plenty of commitment from Barry as he comes around the final corner. Across the line. Only P3, 36.9.
It's a good
Half a
attempt
second
from him,
off,
though. He's definitely
Nomad.
beaten the curse on this occasion. We'll see what happens in the race, though. I feel like I keep cursing him even more because I keep saying it, but I mean, it works. So he's been working so far through qualifying, so we'll see how he gets on. I'll tell you what, though, Button looking like he's on a good lap so far. Doesn't look like he's made one mistake. Be interesting to see what his split delta is as he comes across the sector 2. I missed the sector 1 because I was so busy looking at what Barry's time was. But here we go. We're coming close to the sector 2 line. As he's 8 tenths up so far.
35.7. That's half a second quicker than Clenzo.
Yeah, Button's up 8 tenths right now, so that put him on a 36.5 so far. Currently puts him in 4th, but he's still got this whole final sector to find time. And then
That
this
is,
final
if
sector,
you're not on
you
a
can
lap,
find
that's it for you.
chunk. Yeah, I think everyone's on a lap or they're on an in lap, so either way. As Button, there we go. Beautiful lap.
2
I
tenths.
could see it coming. It was such a good lap from
Yeah.
Button, so clean. I literally did not say a single mistake in that lap. Was absolutely beautifully done. Jose put himself, yeah, as you say, into 2nd, so that's a good lap from him on his attempt.
Here comes Chris around the final corner. Don't think it's going to be good enough. It's not. He's made a small error.
Keeps himself
And that
10th.
puts him only P10.
I believe Legends is on a lap, even though it's currently saying he's on an out lap,
Yeah.
because he is definitely pushing.
Codemasters glitch.
Yeah, another thing that they need to, well, it's not important, but it definitely would help if I didn't say out lap, because it confuses us. But yeah, Legends.
Yeah.
I obviously can't see his delta times because he says he's on an out lap, but it looks
So
like
this is
he's
gonna be a
been really
surprise.
pushing the car. It'd be nice to see
He's on
where
the
he
edge.
goes, though.
I'm on board with him to see where he finishes up.
Taking some very
I'm
good lines
intrigued.
there.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a solid lap. From what I've caught. Should really go check out. Oh, there's Dongers has fallen to be 9 as people have improved. And
Legends
there
is
you go.
second.
35. What a lap that is. What a lad. And Jose is going to just say, no, I'm done. So that is your grid. Everyone on the mediums. Well, that's took the intrigue out of the race a little bit.
Well,
But still.
it has a little bit, yes, but The
Good
two-stop
pole
is
for
still on
Button
the
though.
cards,
Good lad.
so you never know.
61,000 between Button and Legends. Oh my lord.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
you run
close.
down.
There's... Yeah, sorry, rundown. Sorry, I was looking at something. Right. Last to first, you got Kyle, Speed Demon, Chris, Cesala. Top 10 is Donga on his first outing in the league. Barry into 9th. After his improvement, I'm a little bit surprised. Alex, Nomad, Clenzo, Mystic, Giant, and then top 3 is Jose, Legends, and Button. Button with his absolutely fantastic lap. Absolutely could not fault that lap at all.
With about a minute left in the session as well, BMG, Clenzo and Nomad were in provisional pole and P2, so that's just crazy how things can improve around this track. If you nail a lap, then you will just find some time. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And I know you have been all week. But based on that, who are you thinking should get the victory today?
Well, it's going to be tough. It looks like Button was a little bit more confident doing his lap than Legends, for example. So I think if we're looking at the pace so far in qualifying, it's going to be Button. But people can always find pace in the race, especially since we have Parc Ferme. Someone could have done their race setup more than a quali setup. So it'll be interesting to see.
Likely, yeah. Oh, and that's not a good start, as he's left before the formation lap, which means he probably won't be running in the race. That's unfortunate, but it happened last night too.
Who was that left? I actually missed that.
It was Kyle from P14.
Oh.
Well, interesting.
Well, I guess Kizzy gets a position, but as I say, he's going to have no setup, so that's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, so strategies. As we know, everyone in Q in qualifying in the top 10 qualified on the mediums. Outside of that, we have Cesala, Chris and Kizzy on the hards, and Speed Demon stuck with the top 10 on the mediums. So that was didn't take long to do that at all. Kind of ran out of things to talk about for the rest of the lap now.
Yeah, well, it's quite a long lap round here, to be fair. So it's just a case of we'll just let them do their warming up.
So the field slowly.
It's interesting that we have 3 people starting on the hards. They're doing the alternate strategy. They're doing the opposite to what I would personally do, just because, like I said earlier, you gotta get those warmed up, and
of course,
on a track like this, it's definitely a hot track, hot temperatures, but it's also a night race, and you have to bear that in mind when trying to heat these hards up.
Yeah, that's also a point that I didn't really consider for my own strategy when we did it, but in other leagues and stuff. But yeah, night race would be difficult to get temps into any tyre, specifically here, like you say. But running the hards on from the start also takes a little bit of potential away. If you are caught up in an incident, what do you go on to then if you're already on the hards?
Well, if you
they will, of course, but that's always my thinking too.
I see, that's one of those tricky ones. That's where they're going to have to fall into the 2-stop.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to, realistically, they're going to have to chuck the mediums on. If they've started on the hard,
they're mediums, I suppose, from there.
Well,
if you have any left,
you could, and if you wanted to be safer, you could go mediums and then go back onto the hards that you started on, because they're not going to be any kind of wear.
Yeah.
So
of course you could do that, but
it's all what you depend
different
to
for people. There's lights
and how good you are on the tyres.
Finally have lights.
Here we go, 3,
There's all
4,
of them.
5 red lights. I got all of them as well. It worked perfectly this week for both of us. And it's lights out, and away they go. They've actually gone when the lights dropped. That was the first time I've ever seen that in my life.
I'm not used to that. Is Legends going to lead into turn 1 or 2? No, he's not. Bun's got a great start to cover him.
Mystic and Giant also side by side as they continue side by side. Legends is still having a look at Button, but Button manages to fend that off. And oh no, Button's left.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh, that's awkward.
Oh, oh no.
He'll be unamused with that, but that's unfortunately what can happen around any track at any time to anybody. It shouldn't, but thanks, Goldies. As no man gets past Dong, does he? Yeah.
He may have left, but
Dong
somehow
got
Legend
damage.
still hasn't got past him yet. I mean, they must have got this AI difficulty pretty spot on. I mean, here we go, there we go. Legends is now going to do it. There we go. Yep, so that's going to give Legends the lead. Well, Button needs to get back into this session quickly, realistically, to get back into this battle. But Jose here next to get past the AI here. It's not obviously going to be too much of an issue. It's ghosted, but he will be. It'll be putting him off a little bit because it does still block your sight even when ghosted.
Yeah, it's tricky, but unfortunately, I'm sure he'll be back any moment to resume control of his race. Until then, just filtering down the grid to see where the battles are forming, and there's a bit of a train behind Button's car now, even though he's not actually in it.
Yeah, there is definitely a bit of a train. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I've jumped on board with Alex for a minute because you can see everything that's happening. Well, to an extent, you get to see everything that's happening as they go. Button's now been dropped down to third. Next is going to be the Giant, who's currently inside him.
Oof. Nice and easy.
Yeah. Easiest tiredness. Next will be Mystic. I'll tell you what, there's not an awful lot of battling happening so far in these first couple of laps. I was expecting more, in all honesty. Come on, boys.
Seems to be super cautious today. From the early signs, anyway. We'll see anyway. I mean, I think there's always potential for this to go into a stormer of a race, but very considered, very low-key start. We'll see.
He's invited me to a party. He wants an invite to the game. Hang on, I need to message Button back so you can cover my commentary for just 2 seconds.
Yep, I'll try my best. Not as good as you, but I'll give it a go. There's others up in P9, as I was saying briefly, and he's had a bit of a... He's definitely on a good strategy at this point, kept his nose nice and clean for now, so that could definitely work into his favour later on. Button's AI car just gets really out of the way. New boy Dong there. He's... Wow. I just saw that, right? Like, it's... Like, the front wheels just bunny hopped over an invisible curve for a second for me.
I was still messaging. Hang on, right. Oh. Doesn't seem like Button seems to have had an invite back yet, and because well, he just asked me for one, so that's not good.
Can you send him one or?
Nope.
It's not an invite only, is it?
Okay, hold on. He says we'll invite him to the party, and he'll tell me how. Interesting. Well, if you continue commentating for a second.
I will.
I'll join his party
Chris
for a
is on the
second.
back
If you can chuck me an invite back, I'd appreciate it. So give me a second.
Will do. Will do. As this is all going well, you can tell we just had a break because none of this happened before, and everyone just seems out of sync. But anyhow, it's Greasy on the back of Chris, who would be looking to... Well, that's another penalty, which is controversial, as... Whoa, no! He's lost it, and he's put himself in a wall. He's kept all the wheels on, but that's possibly his race ruined for now. The yellow flag, will they trigger a virtual? We'll find out. We'll go back on board with Chris, as I was saying, unjustifiably got some sort of naughty engine point awarded to him, but after... Well, praise the steerage for fixing that problem, because that was utter crap. So yeah. No offense, stewards, but do better. Thanks. Anyway, now I've covered that. You're welcome, Chris. Get to chasing the AI car with Button, because I will undoubtedly miss an overtake or two. and that's crazy out of the race. So down to 13 now. Is it 13? Yes, it is. We lost one on the formation lap as well. As my voice is trying to give up already, that's a great sign. Legend still out in front, and I'll just get my comm partner in. There we go. Perfect. And hopefully that's the end of the issues for tonight. As you were away, we lost Kaisi from the race, unfortunately.
Yep, sorry about that. It turns out there is a way for us to invite people. I didn't know that.
Interesting. Oh, well, that's always good to know. Excellent. Did he make it back in yet?
Yes, he has joined. I saw his game tag come back up. Unfortunately, he has
Excellent.
dropped now back to the back. He hasn't taken control of his car yet. But like I said to him, I do apologise. I apologise for the whole season, really, to everyone that we haven't invited back, because we didn't know it was a thing. No one told us.
But yeah. So if we could invent a time machine, go back to the start of the season, and that would be great. Look at this little train that's forming, sort of.
Sort of.
Right in the middle of it.
Sort of.
I mean, there's a couple of cars and a bit of a gap, then another couple of cars, so it's a sort of train. There's a naughty dong. So yep, I'm not going to go any further into that one. It's so silly.
Chris here. He's having a little look at Speed Demon, who's been struggling in qualifying, and now Chris on the harder tyres going past with ease of the DRS. All he's got to do now is make sure he doesn't get past it. Never mind. Speed Demon's just giving Barry the position as well, and he's going to try and follow them both.
Button's back in his car.
Yes, he's back in his car. He has got a lot to try and make up in this race, though. Again, I apologise to him for not realising there was a way to invite. Otherwise I would have got you in sooner. I feel like I kind of feel guilty. I feel like I've kind of thrown his race away here by not knowing. As all, Donna's in a wall.
Is he? Well, that's something I've missed. And he's facing the wrong way, and he's retired on track.
Where that car is, it might be a safety car out, to be honest with you.
He is blocking the road now. He is definitely. It's a potential. We'll keep an eye on that one.
We know Ghostin's on, and we know
AI's broken the wing.
We know Codemasters does not like giving safety cars, but on this occasion it would be nice.
That would
considering.
be handy to have one, but we don't have one. We just have a yellow flag. There's a Renault fan on the track in Sector 2. Holding. Defence. Roughing the passer. 5-yard penalty. Repeat turn 12. I don't know what's going on. Anyhow. Yeah. Combining all the sports into one super sport. It's a bit of a problem, but anyway, back to the race.
So, yeah, I'm watching Clenzo here.
All the time.
He's gaining Mystic all the time. He just can't make a decent attack because Mystic is getting DRS off Giant, and it's just stopping Clenzo from making any opportunity. And all of this is for the final spot on the podium as it currently stands. Legends currently in what is a relatively easy race. Singapore never an easy race to race, I'll admit. As much as it may look it from a spectator's point of view, if you're winning by a decent gap or even without DRS, but it's definitely not an easy track to keep the lead, and he's doing that right now. But
it's all on the back of the train now. Button's forced his way back up to B10 now, so he's recovering nicely from his earlier disconnection.
He's
so
he's got the pace to get himself into decent points still. It's just unfortunate. I think it's cost him a possible win.
It has. He was definitely up there and would have liked to see the race unfold between the two, but you never know what's about to happen at Singapore. There is walls and barriers everywhere, so you never know. You just never know. Never give up.
Yeah, a safety car could bring him right back into this, you know. It would put him right there. Yeah, he's still got to make some overtakes from his position, but it'd put him right back. Give that gap back to at least 8th and stuff. Wouldn't be the end of the world for him, but he would definitely have been hoping for it on that occasion, but it didn't happen. And now, well, we've got this train. This train, honestly, can something happen, please? I'm going to watch from Cesara's point of view for a minute. No man's catching. I'm going to watch from Cesara's point of view because you can see a nice, decent chunk of that chain. That's train. Yeah, but I'm definitely making up time. And now he's got fresh air. He's got to try and make up time on this these guys. But it seems like Mystic has got the same kind of pace as Giant. He's not gaining, let's be honest.
Nope, Clenzo goes a little wide, and that should be Diego and Cesara through there.
Yeah, he's lost 2 positions from that. That's what happens when you make a mistake while you're...
Did you get any damage, did you see? I didn't notice anything, but I was too far away, to be fair, to notice.
No, I'm trying to look at his front wing from the cameras. It looks okay to me.
That's good.
So he's still got a chance in this, but it's definitely spooked me a little bit. He's fallen a little bit back, but this train's still happening. And like I was saying, Mystic got roughly, I'd say, the same pace as Giant, although he's fallen a little bit back now, so he'll be under pressure from the guys behind for definite now. But everyone behind them is definitely quicker, and they're going to want to find a way past soon, because it's costing them time for that podium.
It absolutely will, but what it does do is it seems the button is on a flyer and these are not going anywhere, so he will be on the back of this in a few laps if they keep holding each other up like that.
Yeah, at this pace he will be. He's already
Nomad
caught a
having an
second
early
since
stop.
he got into this position. Yeah, that's a very early stop. I mean, I can't remember exactly.
Didn't notice any damage, but
oh, Alex and Mystic is going to try and hold it. Zala's going to get Mystic as well here. There you go, these two clear. That's it, these two have now really got to put the hammer down and start making up some time. Clenzo's going to want to be next. He's not going to want to see these guys drive away as he taps Mystic trying to get past. Looks, I don't know if that's my end. It looked like there was a bit of lag there from Mystic, but that might just be my end.
There's definitely lag, because I noticed it as well, so.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, unless we're all lagging.
Well, I mean, there's that possibility, I suppose.
Maybe what we could do is all go into 4K. Then we could see the lag.
Shh.
Transform.
I wasn't going to flex on the people, but now I have to. I get to spectate this race in a wonderful 4K with my wonderful 4K smart TV. That is absolutely beautiful. Well, although I'm not really watching 4K because I haven't got.
That's not the line you're looking for.
I do definitely want to upgrade to an Xbox One X now, but I don't really want to spend that money on Xbox One X. But it's fine. We'll just hold out to the next generation. But back to the race with this Cesara. He's to be fair, actually, Cesara and Alex have not pulled away from Mystic since they passed him. There's a little bit of a gap, but it's not as much as I thought would be forming. While Button, or again this lap, taking another second out of these guys.
Yeah, he's flying now. A couple of laps, he'll be right with them if he carries on at this pace. Surely, as Clenzo just can't get anywhere. He's going on the left to take an early stop as well. Going for an undercut on the hards to the end.
Legends in as well, actually, from the lead.
Oh, that's an interesting. Is the leader in? Wow, these mediums just don't like it, do they?
Maybe
he's just covering everyone off.
Well, the track could be hotter than we may be predicting, and it could be causing more tyre wear. This track isn't great on tyre wear. I'll be honest. It is a tricky track to manage. So. Definitely a hard one.
Yeah, but there's always stuff around here to manage as Legends comes out just in front of Speed Demon. That is key as he gets his tyres up to temp. Racing speed anyway, I should say.
That's definitely key. He's now got a good gap ahead of him. As long as Speed Demon doesn't get past him, which doesn't look like he's gone in. Legends has a nice gap ahead of him to get these tyres warmed up before he meets any cars. And that'll be ideal.
I think as well there in all that. So he's back down in P11, but he's on the hards to probably the end. So
I think
this
what
race
he's
is
doing is he's going for the undercut. He wants the undercut on those guys ahead of him. He knows he was catching them anyway, but if he makes the earlier stop, he'll get these tyres up to temp and he'll be with them quicker, I think, is what he's thinking. Which is not a terrible plan at all.
Cesara started on the hards, he's up to P3.
Yep, he's on a good run right now. He'll be on the faster tyre
facing the right way. That's ruined that. On the hard tyres.
Give a Button a free position though. So
Jose in. Giant, is that the Giant in?
Giant is in
Yes,
as well.
Zala wouldn't
So,
be in on the hard, so
No, Zazala definitely won't be in on the
interesting.
hards. Not yet, it'd be way too early.
Chris is
But
in.
it does give Zazala the lead
Legend
for now,
should
with Zazala having
resume his
3
P2, P3, I guess for now.
Zala's,
Should go past these.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Legend's into what is essentially third right now, and he's got that gap
Should
down
still be
ahead
net
of Alex
P1 when everyone stops.
behind. Yeah, it'll be net P1. He's got that gap to Alex with ease, and he's still slowly catching that gap. So once Alex stops, he'll fall back behind him, no problem.
Yeah, this is
It'd be interesting to see how this race shapes up once everyone's made their stops.
Demon there with an additional 3 seconds to his time.
Clenzo, interestingly enough, he stopped he stopped a little bit earlier than Giant, and now
Lost him where? Oh, there he is in the wall. I just saw him there.
that's unfortunate for him. That takes us down to 11 drivers, though, so it's almost guaranteed points for everyone. But like I was going to say, Clenzo here, interestingly enough, he stopped early in the Giant, and now he's on the back of Giant. He was a few positions behind, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I seem to recall he was behind by a few, yeah.
And now he's right on the tail end of Giant, who was P3 as he pitted. So Clenzo may be just more confident on these hards.
Yeah, maybe. It's all about confidence, though, as you say, around some tracks, but this one more than others.
Yeah, any street circuit, you have to have the confidence as well as the skill to keep it out of the wall, and right now the drivers that have survived are showing that. I mean, maybe Speed Demon not necessarily got the confidence as we saw in qualifying. Doing a little bit better in the race so far, though.
Yeah.
As Alex is now in, so where's he gonna come out? There you go, drops behind Clenzo. It's gonna be him and Mystic is gonna get him actually. He's gonna be right there with Button right on the back of Alex actually. So there we go, the undercut bringing him right into this train.
Button. The Giant, just to have a look at a battle.
Yeah, he is right on the rear of the Giant, and the Giant is possibly, if Speed Demon doesn't move, is going to be held up by Speed Demon, who has the right to fight for this position still. Yeah, he hasn't pitted, but he's got the right to fight for the piece of track, as it is full position.
Speed Demon's there. Mystic is not too far away from the back of this as well, so if any of these
he's not terribly far away, but he's not been as quick as these guys so far this evening, so it depends on whether he's got the same kind of pace as them on the hards. As the Giant here, he's going to make a move on Speed Demon. He's decided he wants to get past the
contact.
That's not ideal. Speed Demon not giving it up easy, I'll tell you that for a fact. He's
no.
He was given the positions away earlier, and now all of a sudden he's saying no.
Like,
no, I want them.
No. I'm actually in P4. I'm quite enjoying being this high up. I'm gonna milk it. Let's go. Catch me if you can.
Putting these guys off being quicker. Oh, there we go. I think Speed Demon's about to come in, so it's going to release these two. But it's put Clenzo right there with the Giant. Honestly, Giant's got DRS as well. But look at the run Clenzo has. He's going to have a look.
I believe there is. Yes.
Mystic is going to look for a double overtake. Oh, it's close. It was close to it, but he's going to have to look if he can get a run on Clenzo. Look at the run, Mystic. Nah, Mystic has put himself offline here to get a run. What he should have done was jump into the slipstream there, and he would have had a perfect run, but he decided not to. Although he might still have a move.
Look at Button now. Button is down PA, but he can see the cars we've just been speaking about, Giant. You can see them. He's definitely on a charge.
Yeah, he wants to make up everything in this race. But Mystic, he's all over the back of Clenzo right now. I don't know where Mystic has suddenly found this pace from, but he's looking quick all of a sudden.
Pressuring the guy in front to miss a couple of corners.
Oh, although Mystic has gone a little bit deep there.
Yeah.
So what, this train's forming again, and Button is here with it, and he was, before he pitted, 7 seconds behind him. So that just shows the pace here of Button. Absolutely has the pace here. And unfortunately, I think the best he could get out of this is 4th, because there's an 11-second gap up to 3rd. Oh no, actually that'll be the battle for 3rd, actually, wouldn't it? Technically.
Yeah, Zala's still not pitted yet, so I don't know where he's going to factor into all of this later. Just keep an eye on that gap.
It's an interesting gap. I think Zala is going to come out 3rd if he was to pit now. Obviously, he's not going to pit now, but as it currently stands, he would come out 3rd, I believe.
Yeah, it's definitely close to podium territory there, as Chris goes quickest. The medium tyre there, 40.4.
Yeah, Chris, he's got a gap though to catch to these guys, so he's got all that fresh air. Whereas these guys are all still kind of battling and jostling for position. As still on board with Button here, I'm going to go on board with Alex because he's looking like he's getting close to the Giant here. While the other gaps are opening a little bit, Alex is suddenly right there with the Williams. It's a Renault versus a Williams battle. That's not something we thought you would ever hear this year, but welcome to F1 2019, where you can have equal cars and suddenly the Williams is on par with everyone else.
Absolutely. It's definitely something I never thought I'd hear around F1 2019. Well, less the debate was who had the worst start to the season. Anyhow. It's hard to know which car specifically to look at right now. There's battles pretty much.
Do you know what it is hard to have a look at. I mean, Alex has the closest gap right now, so I am still on board with him. I don't see a move being made here. That Button is right there. All it's going to take is these two having a cheeky little side-by-side battle and making a mistake, and Button could go for a double. So.
Exactly.
But all of these guys getting DRS, so nullifying each other. Although, did Giant get it? That's a thing I didn't see, but I think Giant's starting to lose pace now, so Alex needs to get past him quickly.
Yeah, he's definitely seems to have fallen off the back of Mystic a little bit as the Giant, but good news for Button though.
Yeah, it's good news. Here we go. Alex is going to have a look. It's going to be round the outside though. It's not going to be ideal. But he's done it. Was nicely done. Any overtake around this circuit is impressive. I actually have to say, as much as it's a very racy circuit, and we see it in real life as well, where overtakes can be done around here, it's so risky. But all these drivers definitely going for it now. It's going to be Button's turn on the Giant. It's going to be when can he line himself up to do it though.
We will see in due course. He's got about half race distance covered now and about half to go. A little more than that. Close enough though. Start thinking about the next phase of your race.
Yeah, this is where they have to think about start maybe calculating their average tyre wear and seeing what my tyre percentage will be at the end, just to work out whether it's worth saving a little bit just so you can push that a little bit more at the end, or whether you have enough just to go for it. As Button's slightly wide there actually. He's not getting as close to the Giant as I thought he might, to be honest.
He's in 0 ERS at the moment, so that could have something to do with it.
Oh well, yeah, there is that. I suppose that is the possibility, as he's going to get DRS. Giant, I think, might have just fallen just out of it, so this should give him a nice gain down this straight. It would be
as well, though.
Massive, but it will be definitely a bit of a gain, as Giant's definitely falling out of DRS now. So I think this is where you'll see Button start getting closer, starts hounding him a little bit, while Alex does the same to Mystic here, because Mystic has no DRS, and as long as Alex can close the gap a tiny little bit and stay there, he'll have it as well.
Very close to the wall there.
He touched it, you saw the car bounce a little bit.
Yeah, he was very close. So close, he was scraping it.
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
Just like a knife scraping butter onto toast. I don't know what's going on.
Interesting eulogy
Renault's
there.
yellow.
Eulogy's the right word, right? I feel like it's the right word.
No.
No, it's not.
Analogy.
Never mind. Analogy. That's the one I meant.
Eulogy is what you say at a person's funeral.
Is it?
Yeah.
Educational. I did that on purpose. But there we go. What's these gaps looking at? Mystic picking up another penalty as Alex is starting to get closer and closer, and surely got a pressure of that Renault.
The pressure will always be there, and can you hold on to the pressure, or will it tell in the final stages of a race? We will see later on.
Well, do you know what? Right? There's several things that could happen here. This pressure could either make Mystic make a mistake, or it could mean that Alex is just quicker and he's going to get past. Or it could mean that Alex puts so much pressure on that he's the one that makes the mistake.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, you never really know. Everyone reacts to pressure in different ways. And we just have to stay tuned to find out what he does. Because what could be happening
is Alex could be putting all this pressure on, but realistically he could be putting pressure on himself here. Or actually he's going to get the run here, I think. Although he's not using his ERS. I just don't understand. But yeah, oh, there we go. There it is, right at the end of the straight. He decided.
There we go.
Interesting. Interesting technique there, Sir Alex.
Side by
there
side.
we go. He's going to be down the inside here.
Can't quite get through.
Yeah, this is not a too wide corner. Not a too wide corner whatsoever. In fact, this whole final sector really isn't too wide anywhere. I'll be honest. Oh, he's made a mistake though. Ooh,
yeah,
there. See, look, this is where it's happening. This is where the pressure is hitting him and not Mystic. See, look, Mystic handled that pressure beautifully, and now Alex is the one under pressure to try and make the move. And there we go. It's going to give him Mystic a little bit of a breather.
Then again, that's strange.
Oh, alright. Let's have a look. I think he might have picked up front window. He's in again. Yeah, he goes changing his wing. That's unfortunate for him. He was looking good to recover points, but
yeah, he still will. But question of how many.
Yeah,
he's got 2.
Very likely.
That's Alex
very
through
many
past Mystic. Mystic gets a time penalty for his trouble. Bit of a double whammy in that, loses position and gets a penalty.
Yeah, not ideal. I've seen a lot from Mystic tonight, actually. Ignore the yawn. I feel like I do this every single week and tell you to ignore the yawn, and I apologise, everyone watching. It's a very long week for me, every single week. So these things happen. Oh, it's Mystic very close to the wall there. I just pooed my pants a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the man driving, and I poop my pants.
Yeah, that's definitely not the ideal line you want to be taking. Well, he got away with it this time.
Oh. Right. Now his aim here is to keep up with Alex. I don't see it happening for very long.
Yeah, well.
And once
making us both nervous now.
I tell you what, I'm getting nervous, but these are the kind of lines he needs to be taking.
Can't take it. I'm too old for that kind of behaviour. Stay away from the walls, sir. Please.
Oh, very close to being extending the track limits there through turn 2, I have to say. I might have even given him one. It was very close, but he's going to have DRS. He might be able to fight back here if we can get a good run. But look at Alex's run. That was absolutely beautiful.
Now the exit there. Reminds me of Bahrain turn 10.
Reminds me of many turns in many tracks this season. As the Mystic losing the back end. Oh, God. Hello. Are you trying to tell me that these tyres are dying? I'd be very surprised.
I think you might just be pushing a little bit too hard. But, you know, whatever, there may be different reasons. Maybe just Sometimes you have an incident that starts 4 corners ago when you just lose all control in the end, and it's inevitable, but yeah. We'll see what the cause of that was, if it happens again.
Yeah, if it happens again, I'm definitely going to have to start blaming on something to do with the tyres. He's definitely pushing, but he's not made a mistake like that so far, pushing this hard, so... It's an interesting mistake, but the gaps are now all starting to open up, and this is where we run out of things to commentate on.
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at the same 2 cars for an endless amount of laps now, which is not a bad thing for these 2.
Yeah, we need to keep an eye on this gap up front, though. Jose and Legends.
Don't worry,
Jose 1.1.
Intermittently.
And that is still for the lead, because Zazala is still yet to pit.
Yeah.
Again, I'm trying to look at it. Zazala could definitely be battling for a podium here. It's going to come out in the mediums, and I think it's going to be just behind Clenzo, if not just ahead. Depends on his pit stop.
How will our fresh softs do around here? Because he could be potentially thinking about hards to softs, which is
not very
strange. But how many do you think they can do? 7?
Not long at all. I mean, people on their used mediums were doing what, 7, 8. So
potentially, yeah.
A fresh serve softs, maybe 6 or 7.
Okay. Like you said, I'd be surprised if you tried it, but
they will
going to consider it.
They will be very, very tough to control at the end of 7 laps.
Well, it's like you say, it's probably best to go hards mediums, but there's always an element in the back of my head that thinks he's going hards to softs. And I don't know why, but we'll see which is true in a matter of laps.
Be interesting to see though. If he manages to pull that one off, I'd be impressed. I'll tell you that.
Let's have a look at another couple of cars as that gap seems to have decreased a little bit. Let's go and have a look at Jose. Chasing after
that's been the one I've been watching, to be fair. I'm trying to watch it. It's fluctuating a little bit though. It was 1.1. Again here. It was the same last lap. He was 1.1 across the line, but he's going down like 1.3s at points, and I feel like Legends is doing just enough to keep him out of that DRS spot, whereas Jose's having to push his tyres. Yeah. Maybe Legends is just conserving a little bit. He's saying, right, I'll save these for the end.
Well, and that way, that.
Well, yeah, we do know that. But if he can save his tyres for the end, he can then just make sure he doesn't make a mistake, and then as well, Jose is having to control his tyres at the end, which is never fun. Although actually, here we go. I think Mystic might have made a mistake because the Giant is suddenly right there with him.
Yeah, certainly is. We'll have a look now at this battle. Not to ignore Button's feat of fastest lap of the race there a few moments ago. But, yeah.
Yeah, fastest lap, but he's on the freshest tyres out there so far, and we know he's quick this evening. He's just not had the ideal evening. He's
not had the luck.
He'll be a bit unhappy. Especially with that.
Mystic. That's interesting. Not ideal. Looks like he just didn't have any brakes.
No, I know that feeling.
Once again, sorry. Anyway, Zazala's in the pits. So it looks like he's going hards to mediums.
Yeah, it's definitely hards to mediums. Fresh set of mediums. 10 laps, 11 laps is absolutely doable.
Can he get out in P3 though? It's going to be close, I think.
Where's it going to be? I think
he's out, you know.
No, I think
he does have this. It's not even close.
Yeah, it's relatively
closer now, but it wasn't even close at the apex of the pit exit there.
But it'll take some doing for Clenzo to come in and battle him now.
Yeah. Let's just filter through the field and see if there's anyone who's about to go the quickest again, I think. No, not quite. Lost a bit through sector 3.
Yeah, he knows he needs to start finding some time on those tyres if he wants fastest lap to be kept, especially with Zazala now out on a very, very fresh set. So
now he's in P11. Don't know what happened, but it looks like the cursor's a bit back.
Well, he's still alive.
Yeah,
So,
I suppose that's something. Helicopter cam,
and he's only
lap
in one
21.
position at the points, you
Make a
know.
log of this, management. We had helicopter cam for about 3 seconds on lap 21.
Do you know, I don't ever get helicopter cam. I've had helicopter cam like 3 times this season.
Oh, I mean, that's something they need to work on, like, honestly. Why is that not a permanent option? Come on, Coldies, get a grip.
Do you know what? I'm going to say it on stream, while there's some gaps, I'm going to say it on stream. And if it gets noticed by someone, then yes. But why didn't you add a camera system that Forza has?
Very good question.
So that while I'm spectating, I can go, right, I want to be on this camera view, or I want to be on this camera view, or have the replay camera option still, which is the one that's, you know, just flicks through the different cameras, like as if it was like TV or whatever. They maybe need a little bit of work, but it gives you everything. And then have the option where I can select what camera I want, whether I want helicopter cam, or whether I want some spinny camera thing, or, you know, like, let me choose.
Left front wheel camera option.
Exactly.
I don't know why you do that, but anyway, Mystic and Chris are in the pits, presumably more mediums for both. Yes.
Do you know what would be I just had this. They are both in, yeah. But do you know what would be a very good camera if they had?
What's that?
Front wing cam. So every time you question whether someone has front wing, you can go.
Oh yeah. Come on,
Front
Coldies.
wing cam.
Come on, Coldies. Surely now we don't have to submit a freaking request on your damn forum just for you to notice there's a problem. Surely you're aware people stream your races. Come on, lads.
Oh.
And
Oh.
ladies that work at Coldies.
Less than a second.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Maybe that's all we need to do. We just
What
need
the
to
hell?
talk about cameras, and suddenly stuff happens.
Did you see that then on Jose? He's just front two
What,
wheels
dead
were
on a
bouncing
second?
up and down. What the hell is going on?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Bunny hopping over
I saw
curves.
the interval time being literally dead on a second.
Yeah,
But,
no, I wasn't even looking at that. I'm terrified these wheels are going to explode if they get on behaving like that. There you go again. Watch the stream back. Weird.
Sala going quickest. Actually, do you know what? Right,
Zala's not.
Sala could catch these guys.
I was going to
Right?
say,
He
so
was
not
12
a shout of a
seconds
win
behind
here.
coming out of the pits.
Yeah, he's flying. This could be a grandstand finish, everybody.
Suddenly
Stay tuned.
it's 7.
Yeah,
Do you know
Clenzo
what? If these
didn't
boys
have
don't
much
get
chance.
a move on,
Just fell off the back, and Mystic gets another one. I think this is the battle we'll focus on now, Jose and Legends. But
yes,
expect to
the
see
one we're gonna
Sazala
have to
in
watch.
3 to 4
Alright.
laps time.
I have a feeling we're going to be saying some stuff about Sazala soon. I think we're going to be seeing him making some
He's definitely on the
beautiful,
charge.
beautiful overtakes, hopefully.
Talking of on the charge, Button is recovered back into P7. Eventful race for him. You've got to give him credit for continuing to push on in less than ideal
Oh,
circumstances.
100%.
Good job.
I would have given up by now.
I might have
no,
considered
I-
it as well, and you know how patient I get. But yeah,
Sazala has taken fastest lap off him though, so...
yeah. I don't think he'll be that bothered at this moment in time. They got the wheels again. What the hell is going on?
I tell you what,
Don't like it.
Sazala is on an absolutely mad at it. I've just looked at the position changes. He's made up 8. That's double what the next person has, which is Chris, who's made up 4.
Let's have a look at that on stream if I can remember the... There we go. That's not it. That's fastest lap. Okay, let's have a look at... There we go. Yes, that is quite a charge for Sazala. Hey, yeah.
Yeah, he's made up 8 positions using this alternate strategy. Maybe I was wrong. Do you know what? I was wrong. Start on the hard tyres, everyone. There you go. There's a solution to this track. We've done it. There we go. Hard to mediums.
For once, you got something a little bit right. And that still makes it 73 to 2. So congratulations, you're still winning.
This is our inter-team battle, yeah?
Absolutely.
But everyone watching will be happy to know us commentators, even though it doesn't count for anything because it was a break week and it was for fun, picked up points last week.
You did get points last week, yeah. And and I
I
was
can't remember how
actually-
many points.
You got, I think you got 22 in the end. You got third place at Silverstone. Oh no, wait, not Silverstone.
Yeah, it
Final
wasn't
race,
Silverstone, it was Brazil.
Brazil, yeah. Oh
But
yeah,
anyway,
because it went
right,
wet.
I-
Anyhow,
it
back
went-
to this
it
race, I
went
guess.
wet. Yeah.
Cesaro, hello,
But
3.5
we should
seconds.
probably concentrate on this, yes. Jose here, like, yeah, I'll tell you what, Cesalo's catching, but we have to watch Jose for a minute. He's within half a second, and he's going for it. I mean,
It's gonna be.
he
Yeah,
knows
you
if he
see
doesn't get this
Cesaro in the
soon, he's
background.
gonna have to defend from Cesaro first, and that's not ideal for him. He'd rather defend from him second, I believe. At least that way he can try and open a gap to Legends while he's defending from Cesaro. But I think these two are gonna have a absolutely hard time trying to defend from Cesaro with the pace he's having right now. The only saving grace these two have right now is if they were to play this right, they could DRS off each other. But right now, they don't seem to be doing that.
There's a yellow
They're
flag
not going that back
somewhere.
and forth DRS.
Don't know why.
Sector 3, it seems to have
Quickly
disappeared
resolved.
already. So, interesting enough, Barry's in AI mode, so I'm going to assume it's something to do with him, and he was recording
Oh, yeah.
something maybe.
Still gets another one.
This could cost him 9th place. Not going to
Yeah.
lie. Let's have a quick look at ERS situation. Legends and Jose not too far apart on the ERS. 54 for Legends, 49 for Jose. Cesalo's on 38, so he's got a little bit less, but he has the much faster fresher tyres.
And less than 2 seconds now. He's gaining all the time. This is going to be a
It's
ridiculous
1.4, 1.3. I'm just watching it drop in this final
Yeah,
sector. He's
it
like, this
is
is 100%.
fascinating.
Like middle and final sector, this is where he's gaining at 100%. Like those fresh tyres with the grip.
1.2, 1.1,
1.1. Oh my
1.
god, there's a second.
Almost in DRS range. Almost there.
He only
2,000
lost
off it.
half a tenth down that straight while Jose had DRS.
That is ridiculous. This could be a sensational finish. I hope I haven't overhyped it now. But we've got 6 laps to go.
I really hope Jose, not Jose, I really hope Cesaro doesn't just fly past these guys and that's it. I want this
Yeah.
to be a full-on battle, boys. Come on.
Me too,
Give
yeah.
us something to commentate for the final 4.5 laps of
Please
this
give
race.
us something to do, otherwise I'm on my own next week, remember?
Oh dear. What is it next week? What's after Singapore? I've already forgot what's after Singapore.
It's Russia.
I'll commentate Russia. I'm just not commentating Japan. I just don't want to do Japan. That track is my bane. Like, it's my kryptonite. Oh, here we go. Wait, hang on. Cesaro here. He's all over the back of
Oh,
it.
hello.
This could be. This could
Helicopter
be easy
cam!
for him.
That's 2! And he's got again. I think I scared it off. Sorry.
Is he gonna make a dive? Nope. He thinks better of it.
I think he thought about it and then thought, not yet.
Not worth it. I think if he'd gone for the dive, there was a possibility of him hitting in Legends because he was going to proper go for it on the brakes. And oh, he picks himself up a 3 second.
Now he needs to get past them.
I actually wonder what is the penalty situation for so led.
Look at Jose's
Legends
car
doesn't
just
have
bouncing
one
up
warning
and down.
away.
What the hell is that? What is he running? What is he
Interesting.
1-1 ride height? or
Interesting
something?
enough, Jose has 3 warnings but no penalty.
How the hell? I got 3 second penalty for 1 warning last night.
Legends is 1 warning off a penalty.
Oh, he's gonna
Jose
be
is
under pressure.
magically not got one with 3 warnings. So I'm imagining if he gets another warning, he's going to pick himself up a penalty. And Cesaro has 1. So right now, Cesaro has to get past and make that 3 seconds.
Yeah, Legends is still on for the win. But it's very tight, very tense out there on the track.
It's very tense.
That car just...
I honestly I couldn't call.
Has he got
Jose
his...
makes a thingy, but
Oh
Cesaro
my
goes
word!
for it.
He just licked the stamp and sent it. I didn't even have time to say he's got to line up a move, he's just done it. He
Yeah,
knows
that
he's
was
got
a
to get
late
on with it though.
That was such a late decision. I don't think he planned on it.
No, I generally don't think he was thinking about that. I think he's just trying to keep it in contention, and there was a gap there, and he had overspeed, so did it, and Jose's
Oh,
just got, there you go.
Penalty. So Legends currently has this by 3 seconds. Although he's got a,
Not for much longer if he takes lines on that.
Legends,
Yeah,
but
it's
the
a
grip
decent
of
run,
Cesala,
but
the grip of
he was
Cesala's giving
defensive.
it to him. Like Cesala's run was
Enough
definitely
room
worse,
for the
but the
both
grip.
of them.
He's gone very defensive.
Jose's dropped off the back of this battle, by the way, just so you know. I know you're probably aware of that.
Yeah, I think he'll be back with it in a minute if they keep going like this, though.
Mystic's overtaken Chris. No, he hasn't. He's given the position back again and changed it again. I don't know what's going on between them two. Have a quick look.
Something's happening back there, but this is the battle for the top 3 positions right now, and we have to watch this.
I had to have
This
a quick
is
look, but
absolutely
by the time I got there was nothing happening, so I'm back
Cesala
with you.
made a slight mistake. He had a bit of a lock-up behind Legends, so that's given Legends a little bit of a breather for a minute. Whew. He'll be happy about that one, as he's really taking it wide into turn 1 to get the perfect run. He's absolutely on the limit here on the entry. But Cesala, with all of that grip, is back on his rear end. Legends is not going to be happy right now, and Legends is now going to have to defend from the DRS as they both get the same kind of run. This could be it. This could be Legends losing this position. If he can hold it down the inside, but I just don't see it happening. Although even though he might do actually, as he's going for it. Oh
my word!
Yeah, the grip of Cesala though, it's just giving him that advantage.
Remember,
but all Legends has to try and do is keep that 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's not over yet. I mean, with exits like that, I think it's about to be, but
yeah, I think with these 2.5 laps essentially to go, I think Cesala can pull that 3-second gap.
Look at the Giant though. He's within half a second of Button for P6, and that is something I hadn't noticed, but Button is now back up into P6. So that'll please him a little bit.
Yeah, he'll probably be happy with recovering to 6th. I think he could have recovered a bit more, but he's not had a great race. Cesala's already pulled a 1.2-second gap. I'd just like to point that one out. And now Legends has to defend from Jose again. This is
really.
Well, no, but at the same time, he needs to try and keep that 3 seconds to Cesala, so he can't even just let him by. He has to try and still push.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be able to keep that 3 seconds, but we'll see. Cesala could still pick up another penalty, and literally anything could still happen in these 2 laps that are left to go.
Exactly, you never know what's around the corner. Apart from a face full of concrete, if you're unlucky enough. But anyway, that's not directed at anyone, so if it happens now, you can't put the curse on me for that. Just making a general point. General point? No?
No.
Alright, cool.
No.
Someone out there watching us on demand or on YouTube will understand that reference. It's all good.
Yeah, see, through this first sector, Legends has that same pace as Cesala. There is absolutely no difference between him in that first sector. And then they get to the middle and the final sector, and that's where Cesala has these boys.
There's 3
trying
laps
to
to
have
go.
a look here. 20 laps old on Legends.
He's gonna eat that gap out.
I think he's going to do it. 2.2.
Yeah.
It's like I say, it's mainly the middle sector where he gains it, but even through the final sector he gains a little bit, and with the amount he just gained on that lap, he's still got. Well, I said 2 laps on the last lap, but technically it was 3 laps. I'm sorry, he's still technically got 2 laps now to pull that gap. Are you doing my maths incorrectly? Because I'm seeing lap 29. I do this to myself all the time.
It's alright, you wouldn't be the only one to do that. It's all good. See, this gap looks like about 12 seconds from the onboard there of Legend, but it's not. It just looks so much more than what it actually is.
Yeah.
Just remember, 2.6 at the line.
2.6 as it stands. I think it's going to be so much more than that the next lap.
I think it will be, yeah. I think this is probably going to be the order they finish. But I guess there's not a long list of driver of the day this week. There's a few candidates that spring to mind, and they're all in the top. I mean, Cesala's one for me, Legends is another one, Button's got to be another one for just not giving up and just keep going. But it's one of those 3 for me, but if you've noticed a performance from anyone else, then let's talk about it.
Nice. I wanna give it to Cesala. He's absolutely nailed his race. I can't fault him for anything he's done. He's He's gone up 10 positions. He's currently, and I think he'll keep. No, actually, Mystic has fastest lap. Never mind, ignore me. But he's gone up those 10 positions. He's done the alternate strategy, and he's done a fantastic job. Even his overtakes on these two boys for the lead. He was.
Yeah, they were good.
Jose's looked a little bit like it wasn't planned, but we'll question him whether that was planned or not in a minute when we get to the podium. But his patience with Legends, for example, he could have. There's a couple of shootings where he could have taken the dive, but he waited.
Exactly.
And it's shown in this race. And as long as he doesn't mess up on this final lap, I think driver of the day will go to him.
Yep. Things could always change though, you never really know until everyone's crossed the line. And even then, sometimes it takes 4 hours to go, you know what? No. You're not having that position.
Hint, hint, nudge, FIA.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to give an honourable mention to Legends, though. He may have been leading this whole race, essentially, because by level. Although, actually, Jose could be going for a move.
Yeah, Jose could be going for a move, but it's probably irrelevant as he got a 3-second penalty, so...
Yeah,
I want the Pride finishing ahead, but...
I just thought I would point out. But,
definitely
yeah,
that,
essentially, Legends, up until Cesala, essentially led this whole lap. Yeah, there was cars that hadn't pitted that were ahead of him, but essentially they're in it as well. He led the whole lap, the whole race until Cesala passed him, and he's kept his race clean. So I will give him an honourable mention for that. That's very impressive.
Absolutely, yeah, of course. So many good displays today from some drivers, like solid and just. Maybe under the radar, but solid jobs, and that's always worthy of being noticed. So yeah, great job. But I think
I'm sure Legends will be happy. I think this has been a good.
Winner.
Yeah, I think Legends will be happy. It's been a good recovery to his season so far. He's not had a great season, but the last 2 races, double podium.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any complaints.
Oh no, I don't think he'll have many.
There you go, Cesala wins the race as Legends passes the line.
Go.
And then
seconds in the end.
Jose third.
And we go,
Clenzo going
Alex.
through the final.
I can't remember who's got more penalties
Alex
between them. But
right behind him, so this will be decided on penalties, I think.
I think Clenzo has more than Alex,
seen...
but we're about to find out. There you go. He did.
He does indeed. So there you go. Alex will take 4th in the end. Clenzo to 5th. I think Barnes got 6th.
Yeah,
I don't think he's got that many, if any, penalties.
I think he may have 1, but it doesn't really matter. He's fine.
There you go. 6th. Giant
7.
should take 7th. There you go. He had 1 more than the Giant did, Barnes did, but that's...
Mystic and... Oh my goodness me!
Cost him.
Mystic binned it.
Mystic with all of his penalties in a wall as well. Just, yeah, he's there. Speed Demon will, after what looked like a tricky race for him, will walk away with a point in the end. And...
weirdly,
yeah.
Nobody got lapped today.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure on Barry's it says
Barry
1 lap.
No, it does, but I just thought he was ahead for some reason. I'm stupid. Hang on. If he's been lapped, then...
Fair point. I don't know. I'll be honest.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I'm just going by what the game says, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Speed Demon will get 10th. Barry will finish the race.
Good job, Barry. Round of applause.
And there we have it. I'll give the race a rundown real quickly once it comes up on my screen, as long as it comes up on my screen this time. But that, oh bloody hell, that's the first time first time you're going to see that in a while. Let's be honest. Williams on up on the top step. Not a thing you'd be expecting to see, but the race rundown. And my black screen disappears. I have this brand new TV, and you're showing me a black screen.
Wow. I mean, that's just a little unfortunate. I just leveled up, by the way.
DNFs then. DNFs. We have 3 DNFs. We've got Kizzy, which I'm not surprised with no setup. Our new racer Dunga, and then a Nomad. And then 11th is Barry. Then our position, point position racers. We have, this is a really slow rundown and I apologise, but I'm not with it this week. But we have Speed Demon who picked up a point, Mystic with 2, Chris, Giant, Button, Clenzo, Alex, and then our top 3, Jose, Legends and Cesala, with Legends picking up the driver of the day. And who has fastest lap? I believe it's Mystic.
It is.
Picking up the fastest lap point as Jose's... Jesus. I haven't even... Did you send an invite?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I was only doing the rundown.
I was... Okay, that's fine. I wasn't expecting people to join yet, I'll be honest. I wasn't ready. I was like, now I'll send the invites. And then Jose joined, yeah.
Wait, they're already here. Wow. Well then.
Wow. Considering the top 3 have already joined before we can even get back into the lobby, shall we just get on with it? If you can all make sure you include your audio. And we'll start with the man that his gamer tag is not actually pronounced like this, but we like to pronounce it as this, Jose. You started third, finished third. Not a bad race. Looked like right up until the end you could have walked away with second, but then Cesala came along and made a move that we wasn't before. But just run us through some of your race and your little battle with Legends there as well.
Yeah, so the first thing was really good for me. I had a lot of pace, but I couldn't get into that dearest stone to Legend, so I couldn't attack him. I wanted to do an undercut, but he hit it very early in lap 8, so I tried to do an overcut and it didn't work. And at the end, I thought it was gonna be just Legends and and I saw like in lap 20 or something like that, he fell up pitted, and I said, okay, he's gonna catch us and he's going to overtake us. But so I tried to push a little bit, try to overtake Legends, but I couldn't get the exit I wanted for the first DRS zone, so I couldn't overtake him there, and that was it. I got stuck behind Legends. Cesala overtook me, and I said, okay, I'm going to try to take advantage from Cesala overtaking Legends so I can overtake him, but I couldn't, and at the end, third, but I'm really
Yeah, well, it was definitely a good race for yourself. Looked like some of the moments were quiet, but as we all know, Singapore never really quiet, even if you're on your own, because it's a tricky little track. But good points for yourself, and hopefully we'll see you up here a little bit more often. What's your thoughts for the next track of Russia?
I like Russia. I think it's one of my favorite tracks because it's quite simple. There are a lot of, nearly every corner is the same, so I like that, and there are big braking points where I can dive bomb a little bit everybody. So I like how I can get a good goal there.
Yeah, well, by the sounds of things, we could maybe see you up here again next week, which would be good. But yeah, good result this week, and congratulations. Now, on to second place. Our good friend Legends. You started second. You essentially inherited first with Button leaving and not quite getting in too late again. If you're watching Button, I apologise. I didn't actually realise there was a way to invite you. So again, I apologise. But yeah, as I say, you started second. You essentially led that whole race, other than a few cars that hadn't pitted. You essentially had that. You went for the undercut from the lead. Just explain why you did that. It's not a thing we were expecting from a leader.
To be honest with you, my pit said lap 9, and I was like, well, I'm not going to let him undercut me, so I pit lap 8. I didn't realise that it was an early pit stop, to be honest. I just was doing what the game said, I hadn't practiced, so I didn't really know what the pit strategy was.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, other than your battle with Jose, you obviously you had a tiny battle with Cesala, but just from your point of view, no way of defending from that. I'm gonna guess just he had the much fresher, faster tires, and looked like you were struggling for grip a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I tried to get my elbows out. I tried to I tried to defend the position, but at the end of the day, he had too much grip. He had the better, fresher tires, and he was able to just get past and pull the gap. And yeah, I mean, props to him. He drove insanely well from where he started and made the odds to mediums work, which is good for him. But that race was just pressure, man. Like having Jose just on my ass the entire race, like within a second, pretty much. Especially around Singapore, it's not what it's not what I wanted, to be honest with you. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm happy I drove.
pressure around Singapore, never fun. I know that from experience, but you definitely handled it well, and you kept your race clean. So well done for that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely did.
All right, and on to our unpredictable race winner. I definitely didn't see it coming, and I don't think Mackie did either. On to Zala. Now, you went for the strategy that I said probably wouldn't work because the mediums I find not a very good tyre to start on. Well, you proved me wrong, sir. You proved me wrong. So thank you for that. I don't get proved wrong very often on this stream, but you managed to do it this week. But yeah, you started 11th. You made up 10 positions. Let's start with your qualifying. Did you just have issues in qualifying? Could you not put your lap together, or was it just a plan to start outside the top 10 on the French tyres?
It was, well, the last sector I had a McLaren in the way, so I crashed into the back of him, and then I retired. Luckily, he managed to, I don't know, do me a favour there, because I was actually going to complete the lap on the mediums, and it was actually quite a good lap, probably about P3, P4, something like that. So I was a bit annoyed starting on the hards, but I knew I could try and make it work anyway. So yeah, wasn't a planned strategy of mine.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't have planned to start on the hards. You clearly didn't. Let's move on to your overtake on Jose, because that looked a little bit unexpected. Like, kind of lined up a little overtake. Then you were like, nah, I'm going to follow him. And then suddenly you were down his inside. Was you ready for that? Or was that a complete and utter, I didn't realize it was going to happen, but it's happened?
No, I went for it.
Oh, you actually, okay. Fair enough. You definitely made it look like you weren't planning for one. In the end, but it was a good overtake.
I was gonna go for the outside, and then he blocked it, and I was like, ah, shit. I knew I had to overtake him there because I was costing laps because I had a penalty as well, so I needed to kind of build the gap towards the end of the race. So I needed to try and get the move done as quick as possible.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's pretty much my question for you. I mean, you had a very good race, and I can't state that enough. You honestly, fantastic drive, and I'm hoping that you can maybe pull it off next week. So, what are your thoughts, or do you think you can do it again around Russia?
I'm not sure. I've really driven the track on this game. Last game I enjoyed it, so I need to just do a couple laps in the week just to see how I feel. But the last few races of the season I enjoy, and this back end of the season I enjoy. So I'm quite excited for the upcoming races.
Yep, and well, we're excited to see what you can pull off, especially after pulling off a race like that. So again, well done on your race win, and yeah, with that, I'm gonna hand it back over to Mackie to close us out.
Thanks, dude. Great job as always, and congrats to everyone that finished in the points today. Not an easy race to do so, but if you survive, you probably get points. Sorry, Barry. Lucky. Anyway, good night, everybody.